Have you ever noticed someone who never posts pictures online? No selfies, no birthday photos, no look at my vacation updates. In a world where everyone is screaming for attention, these people almost feel invisible. But psychology says this behavior is anything but random. It actually reveals a lot about their confidence, mindset, and emotional depth. And honestly, it might say more about them than any selfie ever could. So today, we're breaking down the real psychology behind people who don't post their photos on social media. And trust me, it's not what you think. Let's start with something nobody talks about. When someone rarely shows themselves online, it creates mystery value. Humans are naturally drawn to what they can't fully see or understand. And when someone doesn't reveal everything, the brain fills in the gaps, usually in a positive way. That's why people who stay low-key often seem more interesting, more attractive, and more confident. Because mystery triggers curiosity. They don't need to display themselves to matter. Their presence speaks louder than their posts. Psychologists say people who rarely post tend to value privacy over popularity. They want control over what others know about them. Not because they're antisocial, but because they protect their mental space. While most people chase likes and comments for validation, they rely on self-validation. They don't need to announce their life to feel good about it. And that's a subtle sign of inner security. Here's the twist. Some people don't post because they're emotionally secure, but others don't post because they're afraid of being judged. They overthink every picture. Do I look weird? What will people say? Is this good enough? Psychologists link this to perfectionism and fear of criticism. So yes, silence online can be confidence, but sometimes it's self-protection. On the other hand, many of them simply don't need external approval. They don't post selfies to prove their worth because they already feel complete. Psychology calls this secure self-esteem, confidence that doesn't depend on attention. These people focus on real-world goals, not online validation. They don't need to be seen to feel seen. Research shows people who share less online often have a stronger sense of who they are. They know their values, their goals, and what truly matters to them. They don't chase trends, copy aesthetics, or compare themselves constantly. Their happiness isn't based on reactions. It comes from within. People who stay quiet online are often more introspective. They think before they speak, and they post only when something actually matters. Psychologists call this internal evaluation, meaning they judge themselves by their own standards, not others. They prefer meaningful conversations over superficial interaction. Many of them know how fake social media can be. Filters, highlight reels, perfect moments. Psychologists call this social comparison theory, where people measure their worth against idealized images. By staying low-key, they protect their mental health from that endless comparison cycle. They choose peace over performance. So next time you notice someone who never posts pictures, don't assume they're shy or antisocial. They might be more grounded, emotionally intelligent, and self-aware than most people online. Some protect their peace, some protect their image, and some simply don't need the spotlight. If you love understanding why people think and behave the way they do, hit subscribe. Because here, we don't just scroll through people's lives, we decode their minds.